Hi, everybody. Kiddo Tool here from Talk More Talk, coming at you live from my backyard. This is not a Chaos and Creation from Kit's Backyard show. I'll be doing one of those soon, but I wanted to come on to tell you a little bit about the upcoming Fest for Beatles fans, which is right here in Chicago after a long 3-year wait. August 12th through the 14th. We mentioned this a little bit on our last Talk More Talk episode, but I wanted to come on and just tell you a little bit more about our panel, which is coming up this Saturday. Now, if you're coming in person, you can be a part of it, but if you are watching on the virtual fest, you can be a part of it as well. So let me tell you a little bit about it. We are going to do a live version, a live in person version of Rack Our Brains. You guys who have been watching our show for all these years know about Rack Our Brains. It's a show where we play this fun game where we kind of do rapid fire questions at each other, where we ask, they're not trivia, but opinion based questions. Which version of Maybe I'm Amazed you like better, the live or studio, and why? Things like that. And we are really excited to have some special people playing it with us. Unfortunately, Tom, Joe, and Ken Michaels are not able to be at the Chicago Fest, but I am going to be co-hosting the special edition with one of our co-founders, Ken Womack. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. And so he's going to be joining us, and we are welcoming two very special authors that I'm sure you all know and love. Chuck Gunderson, who wrote Some Fun Tonight, which is really the authority on the Beatles' North American tours, as well as Piers Hemmingson, who wrote The Beatles in Canada, the two volumes, Red and Blue books, as he calls them, about all of their releases in Canada, their connections to Canada. Really fascinating books. So they are going to be playing it with us. And we are inviting you, first of all, if you're going to be at the fest, please come. Thanks, Susan. Hello. Thank you so much. We are going to be doing this at the fest Saturday. If you're going to be there, it's at 1 p.m. Central. And it's going to be in the McCarran room. It's a room specially dedicated to podcasting. We get our own room this time. We're really excited about it. So you can come and watch us do this. We are recording it for future broadcast. So you can watch us do this. If you cannot make it, I believe this will be shown. If you bought a virtual ticket to the fest, I believe this will be shown during that, but I'm not 100% sure. If you're watching virtually, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. But if you're at the fest, it's at the McCarran room that is next to Eric Cash's art exhibit. You all know Eric Cash's great work. So we are going to have a room all to ourselves. We won't be crammed in like we were last year with equipment and so forth. So it'll be a much, much better room. And we are inviting everybody to bring their own questions. And we don't know how many we're going to get to because we only get an hour. But we encourage you, either if you are coming to the fest, to bring your questions. If you are not, you can still send them in advance, and we will get to as many as we can. All we ask is that you send them via email to our email address, and I think it's in the description here. If it isn't, of course, when this broadcast is over, I will put the address once again in the description. It is talkmoresolotalk@gmail.com. And you just send your questions. Just put it in the description, or the subject line rather. Rack Our Brain questions, just so we know that's what the email is for. Please put your name in there so that if we read your question aloud during the session, we can say who it's from. And Tom is going to collect all these for me and send them to me, but they have to be in by Friday, August 12th. because, of course, the session is Saturday, August 13th. And I promise I will not look at these questions in advance. He's going to collect them for me and give them to me so that, we want this to be spontaneous. So I will not look at these questions in advance. So I won't have time to formulate my answers. So please send in your questions for us. It can be Beatles or solo related. We're kind of expanding the subject for this fest because it's Beatles Fest. So send in anything Beatles or solo related by Friday, August 12th. And send it to talkmoresolotalk@gmail.com. And so you can still, even if you're not going to be there in person, you can still be a part of our very special Talk More Talk Chicago Fest edition. And we will, as I said, be recording it and broadcasting it at a later date. Talk More Talk is also going to be a part of another special session at the fest, which is going to be on Sunday. Now, this is going to be a triple crossover with two other podcasts. I'm going to be on with Andy Nichols from Two Legs, good friend of our show, as well as Ed Chen from When They Was Fab. We are going to be doing a panel on Sunday, August 14th. And actually, I should be putting these in the comments. Let me just copy and paste this here. And we are going to be doing a panel about Beatles documentaries. We are really excited about this. This is going to be about, really, here, let's see, there we go. This is going to, oh, wait, sorry. Oh, yeah, let's see. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Let me I'm going to talk about that later. Yes, this is live, bias, but of course I'm going to put this up, going to leave this up so people can watch it. But yes, indeed, this is live. Here's the one I want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about that other one in just a minute. Here we go. Okay, let's show that. This is the other one I want to talk about right now. This is, as I said, this crossover. It's going to be at 6:30 Central. Which, thank you, Susan. Yeah, I whipped up that logo at the last minute. Which is going to be a crossover. This is going to be same day, Saturday. As you'll see in a minute, I'm going to be very busy on Saturday. This is going to be a triple crossover, 6:30 Central, Saturday, same day as the other Talk More Talk show, in the same room, the McCarran room, our podcasting room. We're going to be recording this as well. And we are going to be talking about Beatles documentaries, with all of course, the talk about Get Back. We thought about, that got the three of us talking about the history of Beatles documentaries and where they've gone, how they've evolved over time, and how fascinating it is that what was essentially the first Beatles documentary, Let It Be. And what was the latest one? Get Back. So they're kind of bookends. So we're going to be talking about how, we've come sort of full circle with that. The Beatles documentaries that the three of us first saw that got us interested in the Beatles themselves, how they've evolved, and we want to know what your favorite documentaries are. And we really have a special discussion planned. We are so excited about it. We will be recording this as well. And we'll probably be putting it on one or all of our channels. We haven't decided yet. Yes, that, and the treehouse is not on my property, Tobias. That's my neighbor's. So, but anyway, so that will be, if you're watching on the virtual fest, if you've got that package, that's at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. I think this will be broadcast, but I'm not 100% sure during the virtual fest. If it isn't, don't worry. It will be recorded and will be broadcast in some form. Okay, so you don't want to miss this. We just met about it yesterday, and we are really, really excited about it. Um, so those are the two panels that Talk More Talk is directly involved in. Okay. And then let me just briefly mention I'm on a ton of other panels, and I didn't mention them on our show the other night because we would have been there all night, and I wouldn't want to do that to you. So let me just briefly mention on Saturday, I am also on a panel. Let me show you this. This is called the College Puddings panel. And what it is about Beatles and academia. Some of us, like me, Ken Womack, um, and others, kind of straddle the line between Beatles and academia that we've published some books and articles, like the one Ken and I did, co-edited last year, called Fandom and the Beatles. And so we're going to have a panel talking about that. And Andy Nichols actually graduated. He got his master's degree in Beatles studies from Liverpool Hope University. And he's going to be talking about that experience. So I assure you, this will be really interesting. Yes, Tobias, I'm going to be there all 3 days. Absolutely. And yes, Susan, get the virtual ticket. It'll be worth it. And so that's going to be that panel at 2:30 p.m. Central, if you're there, in the paperback writer room. That sounds weird, but it makes sense when you're there. And so if you're watching this on the virtual fest, of course, that's 3:30 Central or Eastern, excuse me. I believe that will be broadcast. So it'll be a fun discussion. I assure you, it will not be boring. It's going to be really interesting discussion about how just amazing how today there are Beatles classes and the fact that you can get a degree in Beatles studies. I mean, wish that had been available when I was in school. So that's one panel I'm going to be on. And so there's that. I'm also going to be I was on this panel in New Jersey, and it was a big hit. And I hope it will be the same for this one. This is the Historians panel, which is at 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern, in the paperback writer room. Same one. I'm going to be living in that room for half the fest. We are going to be talking about the impact of Get Back and how it impacts Beatles history, or does it? And we had a full house for this panel at the New Jersey Fest. And so I'm hoping it'll be the same for this one. If you're watching Virtual Fest, of course, that's 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Really encourage you to tune in for this because we had a very lively discussion. How does this new look at the Get Back sessions impact how we see that the Let It Be album and just Beatles history in general, about the breakup. And so it was a really, really fun panel in New Jersey. So I do hope you will tune in for that. So I'm on 4 panels on Saturday. So if I'm making sense by the end of the day, it'll be a miracle. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so looking forward to it. And then Sunday, I am on only 2 panels, but they're both great. So let me show you those. Okay, let me copy and paste this here. So Sunday, I am on this one. This is, I am a guest on When They Was Fab. This is going to be in the podcast room, the Karen room. That will be at 2:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And we are going to be talking, and of course, hosted by Ed Chen. We are going to be talking with Ken Womack about Mal Evans. And we are looking forward to talking to him about that, about his book, about an interview we did toward the end of his life. And I think I think you're really going to find it a fascinating conversation. Because of course we're all dying for this book, right? And I think this is going to be a fascinating look into the last months of his life. And so this will be recorded as well. And so if you can't catch it, or if they're not going to show it during the virtual fest, you will be able to hear it. I don't know if it's going to be recorded on video, but it will be at least on audio. So I'm really, really looking forward to that recording. So I'm going to be doing that. And last, but definitely not least, I did this panel. Um, let me copy and paste this. I did this panel in New York, and it was a lot of fun, which is the media panel. This is at 5:45. This is the last one I'm on. 5:40 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, um, in the Paperback Writer Room, and it's a kind of a big panel with all kinds of podcasters, video casters, TikTokers, and um, really just talking about the state of, you know, of Beatles and solo broadcasting, and what we do. And it was a lot of fun in New Jersey. I think it'll be like Skylar Moody, who's on TikTok, Ethan Alexanian, Andy Nichols, Ed Chen, Ken Womack, and me, and I forget. I mean, I know I'm missing some people, but it's a big, you know, big panel, and so it's a lot of fun. So yes, Russ, if I have a voice by then, I may be doing like holding up cards. But yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Those of you who are going to be there, um, I'm probably not going to be at my table a lot on Saturday. I will have an author table there. So if you want to come by my table, probably Friday and Sunday are the best days to do it. I'm also not going to be bringing quite as many books as I normally do, because I've told some of you I'm having issues. I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. I'm still having issues with those, so I can't lift as much. So if I run out of books by the time you see me, don't worry. I am taking orders, and I will ship them to you, signed and everything. So so don't worry if I run out. I will definitely, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. But definitely on Saturday, I'm going to be kind of in and out at my table. So but you'll catch me at some point. So this is going to be a very busy fest, but I'm so looking forward to it. If you see me, of course, please come and say hi. I love talking to people. They're meeting people who watch Talk More Talk, or have seen, heard me other places. So, don't be shy. Please come and say hello. Tobias, that's an interesting idea. I might think about that. That's not a that's actually an interesting idea. So I'll think about that. Um, yeah, Susan, the uh, Males Brothers documentary. That's one I definitely remember. That's one of my favorites for sure. So that's the fest. It's going to be busy, busy, busy. If you are not coming to the fest, I encourage you to buy a virtual ticket. All you need is Zoom, and I think it's like $40 for all 3 days, and you get access to virtually everything. I think at the fest. And you don't have to leave your house. And people who did this for the New Jersey Fest said they really liked it. I mean, it's the next best thing to being there. So it's just, it's just a weekend where you can just be a Beatles geek like me and just enjoy. It's just so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I wanted to tell you about Talk More Talk and everything we're doing. Hi, Proghat. Good to see you. Just wanted to tell you, Talk More Talk is going to be there, even though it's not going to be all four of us, unfortunately. But I'm going to hold down the fort as best I can. And Ken Womack, we're going to be having a lot of fun. And so we're just going to have a blast. So we're going to be represented there twice this time, and I hope you can catch me in some of my other panels. Please come by my table if you're going to be there and say hi. Um, as I said, I'll have my books there. I won't have Fandom and the Beatles there. Oxford, it's kind of funny about giving us a lot of author copies, but I will have cards there where you can send for it and get 30% off. So you can pick up one of those cards there from my table. So check that out. Hi, Ollie. Good to see you. And so you can, pick one of those up at my table. So I'll have those kind of goodies. And as always, free tote bag with every book purchase. So you can get that as well. So hope to see some of you there. If I won't see you in person, hope you'll tune into the virtual fest. And remember, please send your Rack Our Brains questions to our email. In fact, let me put that on the screen. Let's see, gmail.com here. Oops, I'll put that up on the screen too, but I'll put it in the description. Let's see. Okay, there's that. I'll put that in the comments and show it here. Talkmoresolotalk@gmail.com. Please send. Uh, yeah, 7 panels might be a fest record, Ollie. It's a record for me. That's for sure. Before I knew it, I suddenly found myself on 7 panels. Yeah, but no, it'll be a blast though. I'm so looking forward to it. Send your Rack Our Brains questions to talkmoresolotalk@gmail.com by Friday. And Tom is going to, collect all the questions and select some for me and get them to me. And you just might find one of your questions will make the live show. So, and as I said, it will be broadcast for a later episode. Oh, good, Susan. Yes, do get an online ticket. You won't regret it. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of Cokes. I'm going to be basically like this with Coke. This Coca-Cola. Let me say Coca-Cola, so that's not, you know, that's not misinterpreted. Um, yeah, you've got to get to a fest sometime, Tobias. You really should. I know it's a long trip, but someday you should. It's an experience. You got to do at least once. It's just very special. Live music. Liverpool will be there. I think the Weaklings are playing Sunday night. So don't want to miss that. Billy J. Kramer is doing a set. Oh, Lawrence Juber, of course, our good friend Lawrence Juber. He'll be doing a set there. And he's really, well, I don't need to tell you guys. His sets are just always excellent. Mark Lewison, of course. Mark Lewison will be there doing new presentations. In fact, I think these will be different than the ones he did in New Jersey. Ken Womack, as I mentioned before, he will be doing a presentation, I believe, Friday night, and it's kind of late. I don't know why they put him so late, but it's at midnight Eastern, in fact. So you don't want to miss his presentations. And he's going to be on a ton of panels too, and some of them with me. We're going to be on a lot of the same panels, but he's going to be doing stuff. And those are the only guests I can think of off the top of my head, but I know there are many, many more. So you don't want to miss this fun event. And I hope I'll have time to do some shopping. You guys know I got my Beatles tray the last time, so maybe I'll splurge on some more memorabilia there. And we'll see. Maybe my next Chaos and Creation show, I'll be showing off some memorabilia there. And we'll have to see. But it's going to be a busy but fun fest. I will admit I'm glad we're not doing a Talk More Talk the Monday after the fest, or I think I'd just be a zombie. I think I'd just be sitting, as I said on the show, sitting in the corner and just kind of saying, yeah, whatever. I wouldn't be very fun. Let's put it that way. So I'm just going to go home and sleep. But so this timing worked out perfectly. I will probably be posting some photos and stuff throughout the weekend, so you can look out for that. Um, so I think that's it. I think those are all the panels. And as I said, send in your questions. Tune in. I hope you guys will. And if you can't tune in for the virtual fest, at the very least, both the Talk More Talk uh, our panel and then the crossover one will be recorded for future broadcasts, so you won't miss those. So thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Hope to see you in person, virtually, wherever. And oh, great! I'll see you at the fest, Mr. Beatles Pro. Glad to see you there. Yes, please do come say hi, and I will see you guys either in person or online very soon. Peace and love. Bye bye.